All right, let's get right to it. Over the next few minutes, we are going to build a fortress, not with bricks and mortar, no, but around your single most valuable asset, your focus. Look, this isn't just another productivity hack. This is a strategic briefing for anyone who needs to protect their best, most important work.
So, let's start with a powerful and maybe even a little uncomfortable truth. As a leader, your time and your attention, they're your highest value assets. This isn't about being rude or unapproachable. It's about being incredibly intentional with who and what gets access to your most limited resources.
Now, let's properly diagnose the problem here. It's not just about being busy. The real threat, the thing that holds so many of us back, is the constant drain on our cognitive assets. It's the slow, steady erosion of your mental energy that becomes a huge strategic liability because it stops you from doing that deep, high-impact work that truly matters.
I want you to think of it like this. Every single time you're pulled away for a quick question or you agree to a non-essential meeting, you're paying a cognitive tax. This leads directly to something called decision fatigue. It's a very real thing. The quality of your decisions literally deteriorates the more you make. It's the absolute enemy of sharp strategic thinking. You know the feeling, right? You end the day completely exhausted, not from achieving big wins, but from 1,000 tiny cuts to your focus.
And this right here, this captures the essential mindset shift. You've got to stop managing your time and start investing it. Saying yes to every little demand is like pouring your capital into low-yield bonds. The real goal is to become a strategic investor of your own focus.
Okay, let's make this personal for a second. Just think about your last week. Where are you saying yes purely out of habit, not because you've made a conscious, intentional choice? Is it that standing meeting that really should have just been an email? Or maybe it's that open door policy that's turned into a constant revolving door of interruptions? This isn't about assigning blame. It's just about building awareness. So, we've identified the threat. Now, let's talk about the defense, building your fortress of focus. And the walls of this fortress, they're not made of stone. They're made of strategic boundaries, which are an absolute professional necessity for protecting your cognitive energy. Now notice the reframe here. A boundary is not a wall to keep people out. It's a strategic filtration system. It's designed specifically to preserve your best cognitive energy for the high-value tasks that are actually going to drive results.
This is the absolute key to the entire strategy. So many of us, we jump straight to time management. You know, the apps, the calendars, the techniques. But that's kind of like rearranging the furniture in a house that has no doors or locks. Protection always comes first. Deciding what gets your time in the first place is so much more powerful than just deciding how to schedule it all.
Okay, so what's the actual payoff for making this strategic shift? Let's look at the hard data. This isn't some feel-good idea. It's a real performance driver with a measurable edge. 35%. Let that sink in for a second. What could you or your team accomplish with a 35% boost in effective output? What major project could you finally get across the finish line?
And here's where that number comes from. It's not hypothetical. It's the measured result from a 2022 study. Professionals who actually implement these systems gain a significant, quantifiable performance advantage. This is the competitive edge we're talking about, and it comes from protecting your focus. So how does this 35% gain actually happen? Well, this slide explains the whole mechanism. By setting clear boundaries, you eliminate hundreds of those small, draining decisions every single week. And that preserved cognitive energy, it doesn't just disappear. It gets reallocated to your most important, high-value work. Simple as that.
Theory is great, but execution is everything, right? So let's build your first defensive line with a simple, actionable plan that you can literally use today. It's just a simple two-step strike. First, audit your yes. For the next 48 hours, just notice every time you agree to something and ask yourself, is this intentional or is it just a reflex? Second, design just one new boundary. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one thing. Maybe it's blocking out 90 minutes of deep work time in your calendar every morning. Or hey, maybe it's as simple as an auto reply that says you only check emails at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. The key is to start with a single, defensible boundary. And that brings us to the final question, which is really your call to action. Don't try to build the whole fortress overnight. Just lay the first stone. What is the one boundary that if you set it today would reclaim the most cognitive energy for you, starting tomorrow? I want you to identify it, implement it, and defend it, because protecting your focus, well, it's not a passive activity. It's the most strategic work you can do.